New days, new dimes of advice. The main message today is be careful of the things that you consume. This is not just in the eating appetite sense, because if you're always eating junk food, chances are your cholesterol, high blood pressure is going to get worse, and your health is going to get worse, and you're going to have some sort of heart problem or kidney problem, especially if you're, let's say, consuming a lot of alcohol, because making your kidney and liver work a lot harder than it needs to, not going to be good. So be careful of that. Now, in a mental sense, if you're always consuming adult content, for example, I feel like this is a big vice that is not talked about enough, because it's just stigmatized in a way that a lot of men, females, whoever just can't talk about it. And it's saddening because that leads to a lot of like addiction to adult content, on top of the fact that I think this is why some men actually have erectile dysfunction, because they engage in watching so much of that content that when it comes time to actually get intimate in real life, you just can't, because your brain is trained to not, just because that's not the stimulus or trigger that's going to help you get erect. Now, in a more mental sense, if you're always consuming material that, for example, like travel content, sure, it's awesome and all that, but if you're always just envious of it, you know, it's going to lead to some sort of inaction, because you're just going to be like, oh, that's cool. But why not actually put yourself in a position to go on those vacations? Or if you're always watching how to become XYZ, if you're always watching those videos, I feel like the trap is you end up just learning how to do it, but if you don't do anything, you have this inaction that leads you to not doing anything. And on the extreme end, things like the red pill, like movement and incel culture. Because if you're in a hub where everyone has the same perspective or opinions, it's like an echo chamber of those ideas, and it just reinforces the ideas that you are in the right for having those ideas, like all women are bad or evil or some sense, and they only care about themselves in a material sense, and you have this victim complex that just gets strengthened. And that's a problem, because if you never have outside perspective or perspectives that push against those ideas and show you the contrary is actually true, that women aren't terrible people, they're also empathetic human beings, partners, wonderful people in general, that changes your mindset. But if not, you're always going to be trapped in that one idea, only going one way, and you'll never be able to grow for yourself. So be careful what you consume, and remember, you're here for a reason. Just be you.